I'm Marty Kraft, and I'm a microbial assistant, and I'm trying to build a condo for them. And we will have trillions of them here, and they're the real gardeners. I am, again, their assistant, and they know how to agree. They have a quorum behavior. And when they build up at a certain numbers, they start a function together that they cannot do by themselves. And people could learn a great deal from them. And not only that, but they're sort of utility guys, and they can operate in different ways in different circumstances. And they can figure out what the circumstances are. And they've got a partnership with the trees. They have a partnership with the sun, and so the trees grab the energy from the sun and some carbon dioxide out of the air and turn it into sugar, which is liquid carbon, and that carbon is pumped right down into the soil. And down in the soil, there's these microbes are waiting. And they know what to do, and the plant pumps a great deal of its sugar straight into the ground. Now, why would it do that if it didn't get something out of it? I mean, so the microbes and the plants work together. So what we're trying to do is make balanced microbial life in the soil so that it puts balanced microbial life in the plant, so that when we eat the plant, it puts balanced microbial life in our gut. And these guys that know how to operate, they know how to operate in our gut too. And I often wonder if when I try to make a decision and I've thought it through, and then I drop into my gut to ask, is this still right? And I'm wondering if I'm not joining in their quorum behavior. You know, we've all agreed together on what to do. And this is great for humility too, because you realize that, what are you? I mean, I'm just an element. I can talk and stuff, and I appear to be pizzazzy and intelligent, but really I'm no better than the walnut tree we're standing under. And, you know, if I knew what it was about, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I knew what it was about. But it is what it is, and it's right here, and it's right now, and it's just full of love. So, this is a Johnson Su compost bioreactor, and its function is to tip the balance toward the fungus. Most compost is turned a lot, and what that does is breaks up the fungal communities. Another thing, these circles in the pallet are there to make air channels up through the compost. So we've got a static pile. It doesn't turn, doesn't move. That favors the fungus, the fungal hyphae that reach out through the soil, so you don't break them up. Okay, and then it's a lot of air, and fungus likes air, and the bacteria not so much. And then the third thing is you keep it very wet, because fungus likes it wet. And then when you're done, this whole thing, it'll start out with this much material, and in a year, it'll be down to about here. And then let's say 2 pounds of this material will inoculate an acre. So it's more of an inoculant that we're making rather than just raw compost. You can still use your raw compost. That's good stuff. So
and tell me why we do this?
we use that to, it sort of seals the edges so they don't fray. And it's so quick, and fiddling around with scissors, and then you get these long strings and stuff. So we got 6 holes in here, and that allows 1 foot of a distance, or less than 1 foot of distance, between this and the air. And you want a lot of air to this, so the air can get into the compost, and it will. It'll go in a foot, they say.
Well, we all of us together thought of ways to prep these things easy, and we've got the comfrey here. Like, took out a lot of comfrey and just dried it really fast in this hot tin in the sun. Black tarp. Weeds, lots of different herbs mixed, you know. I mean, we're dealing with microbes. We want a collection of everything that's here, I think, and we know the bacterial and the temperatures that take care of these things for us, help us out, like he was saying. So, even tree limbs, leaves, chopping all these things up, it will break down. The heat is enough.
But it has to be.
And wood chips. This is the straw herb, you know, like comfrey, all the different weeds and things that are around mix. So raw materials plus horse poo. Be a nice bag of horse poo here. Decomposing, composting. Could be some rabbit in there also. Microbes. We love you.
So we probably need more of the sawdust and more. Not enough material. So
Yeah, this will hold a lot, especially when we start getting wet. So let's put that brick on the corner. And if we have a couple other one on each corner, it'll help hold the thing around. Yeah, we won't need them beyond the building. So it's a 4-foot pallet. So I put a piece of, I don't know what I put a piece of anything. Sometimes I fill the air with nothing. And, so it's 12.5 feet of wire. Makes a diameter of about 4 foot. And so that's what we got here. It's something that would go right to the edge of this pallet. And I'm wrapping these around so that they're on the outside. They're easier to undo. Okay. And I don't know where, if people would be less likely to snag on these, so we can turn that in direction.
It's got to go on that side.
Well, we're close.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. Now, I've got a circle of wire. Of course, it's camouflage.
But you had it. I saw
I
it.
know I did, and we know that it's here. It's just,
Martin, can you capture this?
and I've got 3 little hook-ons so that it, let's get that thing. It's going to be troublesome for a while, so
Straw,
bend it out a little bit. So
comfrey, leaves.
doing it.
Old lawnmower. Powerful. We're gonna chop all this up
All right.
together, and it's gonna become this
Cool.
with wood chips, and we're gonna build that beauty.
See, that's with spacing for the tube. So I'll go get the tube. There, like that. And there's, whoa. I still have room. Okay, so we're going to have these. I bought these yesterday because I got them tomorrow. I hang out for the road. So, that'll be, if I do the road like this, so that's it. Now, I'm going to go back to the cube. I'm going to do a little cube. Yeah, I'm onto the circle. Oh, it's good. It's looking good. Well, these are supposed to allow for air to flow within 1 foot of all the material in the pile. because the air flowing will accentuate the growth of the fungi, and we want the fungi to thrive here, and not so much with the bacteria. We're not against bacteria, but we're just trying to off balance it because most compost turns and turns and turns and burns up all the fungus, and this won't turn, and it stays static so that all those little tendrils that the fungus put out will remain. So these are air channels. These are chimneys, and we're going to remove these soon, a couple days after we make the pile, and they'll hold. So
I have a question.
yeah,
So the way we do our compost is we'll dump a bunch of waste in there, leaves and stuff, and then go grab some horse manure, and it burns and lowers the level. But then we add more on top, more on top, more on top. Is that interfering with the microbes because they're heating up over and over?
yeah, it does. I mean, it cooks the ones that are not thermophilic.
Uh-huh.
They're ones that love heat, no problem.
Okay.
And then the earthworms run away, and then they'll come back in.
So it's better
later.
to fill it all at once.
Well, that's what this method does.
All at once.
It
Got
does. It isn't disturbed. We don't add compost to it
Right.
for a year,
Right.
and that allows all those microbes that are flowing around in the atmosphere. I mean, we'll get some from Lithuania in here, and over here we'll get a few from Swahili land, and then over here some from
South Africa.
Beijing and South Africa, and then I don't know who gets this one, but maybe that's the Antarctic. But that air is flowing all the way, and it's always going through our lungs, and it's going to be going through this pile. Cool.
Is this?
Okay,
It's a stand.
this is the draining apparatus. Since we want this very wet, we will make this very wet to begin with. And then we'll throw it up in the wheelbarrow. And then it will drain back out into this container here. Let's see, what am I doing? I need to go up about, I think this was right. I think this is the way it goes. This is the maiden voyage of this gizmo. So,
Is that right?
and then this will be out front, like this. So this will be full of water, and
Are you ready for water?
I am. Let me go get.
We're gonna get the water going. Okay. Okay, one of you girls can grab the nozzle right there and fill up the bucket.
A little bit more. Next one. Maybe even there's a straight through, isn't there? I think that may be it.
Now I'm assuming that this is probably well water or
Rainwater.
perfect. That way I don't have to add stuff to take care of the chlorine.
No.
All right, so this is some Johnson Su from my garden.
To inoculate
Johnson Su. This is the Johnson Su Bioreactor. And David Johnson is the PhD. And I don't know whether his wife is a PhD as well.
She seemed to
But
be a
her name is
researcher.
Sue.
Yeah.
She's pretty active in the whole thing. And so what I'm going to do is replace this head so you'll have to turn the water off, because every time we spray, we might as well spray with the inoculant so that it's all over the place. So, oh, okay, good. I use this hose end sprayer, so I put everywhere I go, I put Johnson Su. Because I'm trying to
Spread the microbes.
I'm trying to spread fungal growth mostly because now we're ready. Oh, hello. What number
So
was I?
Johnson Su is a type of fungus?
No, that's
Johnson
the-
Su
the
is
researchers.
the two people who
Yeah.
put it together.
Watch out, he's going to turn it on. Don't aim it at anybody.
But they have
So now we're doing what I did with the stuff I threw in there.
Oh,
Only
You.
this is sucking up a little bit each time. Bottom edge, whatever the bottom is. This could be the bottom. Okay, whatever. Yeah, here, this is the bottom. And it goes down completely to the edge and then folds over at the top. I cut 40 little pieces of wire that big to I would explain it even if you didn't want to hear it.
Oh. Well, I had questions.
Oh, well, I love questions because that's about all I have.
Questions.
Yeah. I don't think I believe in knowledge. Oh, that's
Nobody
nice.
here. They're all at
Probably
home.
recognizes her poo in there.
I know.
You know, maybe you should go smell something right over there. Maybe that's where you think. So is it almost full?
Oh no. I wish. It's about a fourth to a third full.
Oh, good.
But with
Lord.
all of us here, it'll be nice and
Yeah, it'll be not too long. So what that will do is sequester more carbon and also make the soil
it's like
more
spraying all that stuff on there on the plants.
nutritious, or for growing plants.
Sure.
So so we got the tubes in it. The tubes will be taken out. You got the pallet underneath. Air comes up and through. Okay, microbes are in the air all the time, and they will migrate here from all over the earth, and just because they're in the air. And then some of them will stop and grow, and then the numbers of microbes will go up a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then by the end of the year they'll have hundreds of microbes, different kinds of microbes, and they all work together.
Right.
Rather than be in competition to one another. So, I mean, the emphasis is on the numbers working together.
Yes.
And they can do what they call a quorum behavior. When a certain number of them get in a certain place and a job needs to be done, they can all act together.
Right.
So they communicate with one another. These little things you can't even see are communicating.
So you built a space to create your own miniature ecosystem here, and then
Yeah, it could be the replication of a cow's gut or a buffalo's gut,
sure.
because we're going to make this stuff, and then this is compost, yes, but it's also an inoculant with more fungal spores. And all these tubes and the air and the water, we keep it real wet, and the fact that we don't move it all favor fungus rather than bacteria. Now bacteria are going to grow just fine, but they won't outnumber them like they do in most compost.
Sure.
So anyway, that's the whole idea, is to just shift to a fungal balance.
Yeah.
More fungus.
Yeah, I was using ours. And
You like more fungus?
Yes, sir. It's too.
It depends on the kind.